Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing this night? Uh, this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, and yesterday was the first day of what we call September. First day of September, which was 9/1/2025, which everybody called, what is it, Memorial Day or Labor Day? I think it's Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Is it Labor Day?
Labor Day.
I don't worship none of that stuff or recognize it, so
Yeah.
I'm just resting most of the day. So, want to say greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? This is the night after Monday, which is the night before, quote unquote, Tuesday, which is the second night of the week. Actually, it's the third night of the week, truthfully. It's the third night of the week, going into the third day. But other than that, we're going to start off with our prayer. This is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're going to go into our prayer, and as I've shared with everybody, I had to have surgery last Wednesday because I cut a tendon in my baby finger, the knuckle of my baby finger. So I cut a tendon, but I didn't break a bone. That's the difference. So other than that, we're going to go with a prayer, and then we're going to see what the Father has what's in store for us tonight, whatever comes through the Spirit. So, as we say, blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your knowledge within us, that we may retain your knowledge and your information and your word. We ask you to keep your arm of protection on us at all times, keep us in every way, help us in every way, and forgive us in all the things that we have done in our iniquities in time past, today's time, and time to come. We ask you to forgive us of the iniquities and the transgressions that we have done against you, your word, your law. Forgive us, our ancestors, and our forefathers. We've transgressed against you, and you've also transgressed against us. So forgive us in every way, and we ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us and help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. Well, somebody's Earth Day today. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family, friends, and the world? What's happening? Yeah, where we at right now? The night is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Live. And if anybody like to know, my YouTube Live is Juice Pro 33. That's JUICE PRO 33, all together. Juice Pro 33. Let's see what Father have us for us tonight. Last night I was sharing information on what's your purpose. That's what I started on last night. Heading in from Sabbath information when Saul tried to kill David. And then yesterday I went on what's our purpose? What's our purpose in life? What is our purpose in life? No. Greetings, Lay. How you doing? Glad we can see you come in with us at 9 o'clock tonight. Glad you could be with us tonight. Hopefully everything's going well with you and your family and children.
Yes.
Say again, sis.
All is well. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good. It's good to hear from you and good to see you. So yeah, like I was saying, we just getting started. We tonight is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. As I was just sharing with everyone, last night we were speaking on what's our purpose. that we were speaking on last night. And I went from I was asking what is our purpose because of the things that's going on today, the things that is happening, and how we are living, the way we're living, how we're living, and what are we to do. That's the reason why I asked the question. One of the reasons why I asked the question. And another reason is because we all made it to this plane for a purpose. It's a purpose. We made it here to live, to know, to grow, and to help each other. One of those purposes is for us to keep, or mainly to grow the Creator's kingdom and to have a chance to be in the kingdom. When I say the kingdom, I mean this world is already in chaos. Let's put it like that. This world is in chaos already. Crazy. This world is crazy, is in chaos, and a lot of things is happening. And things are being put in order. People can't see these things being put in order, but things are beginning to be put in order. A lot of the masses can't see it because they're blind. A lot of them are blind because of what they've been taught. Now, as of yesterday, I was sharing information. Baby, baby, can you pull up that video that I was telling you about the 1913? Yeah, it's on my YouTube as well. I mean, on my Instagram and YouTube as well. If you want to pull it up, because I want to show that. Oh, I didn't know you was on the phone. I'm sorry. She's on the phone. So, and my other devices are occupied. But other than that, the reason why I'm asking and saying that is because how this system has abducted and taken control of the people. When I say the system, I'm talking about this government, this so-called system, this so-called government, which is the satanic system, this Roman Empire of where we are today. Actually, the Greek and Roman Empire, but we're in the legs and feet of Rome in this day and time. We're in the legs and feet of Rome in this day and time, according to Daniel chapter 2, starting at verse 36. So this is where we are, or you could say starting at verse 30 or 31. So, and just sharing the information is because a lot of people don't know where we are today. They just living life, not understanding, have no understanding, and don't even realize where we are in this day and time or where they are in this day and time. A lot of people still looking for the mark of the beast to come. And the mark of the beast and came and gone. A lot of people are still looking for the New World Order. The New World Order and came and gone. It's as a New World Order has been here, and that's what that link was about the 1913 that this dude broke it down out of TikTok. And I was looking for it. I ended up finding it today, but I put it in the post of yesterday. I might put it in the post tonight. It all depends on what the way this conversation goes. But the guy broke down the information about the IRS was created in 1913. I can't remember everything they said happened, but majority of everything they did, according to the takeover, was in 1913. They started the World War I. They started World War I in 1914. 1912, I think they sink the Titanic. They sink the Titanic. Excuse me. This mucus is coming out. So, in 1912, they sink the Titanic. It's a lot of things that was happening around that time that we can see in this day and time that had happened and what they planned. Or when I say they, I'm talking about the system. Those banksters, the ones who are in charge, the Rockefellers, the 13 families, governing families. We might as well say. But the point is, where are we today? How much do we know? A lot of us have been brainwashed in the things that has been placed out there But we choose not to research or understand. And this is the reason, again, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. A lot of our people don't research. We don't try to find out knowledge. We just live day by day, not realizing what's going on behind the scenes. And also not realizing, I have a DVD called The Corporation. And in the corporation, it's like you have these cubicles. These people sitting in these cubicles, you know how you be at work, they've been in the cubicles doing their work, and you got these giants walking around the cubicles, looking at the people in the cubicles. That's what's been going on with the people who've been planning your future. When I say your future, the system of the people's future. They plan to do what they're planning on doing, just like we end up finding out computers and electric cars and all this stuff was done years ago, maybe centuries ago. You know, in the early 19s, in the 1800s, 1700s, they had a lot of the things that people are coming up with today. Maybe the model is different, but the concept was already there. And the people is just getting on thinking, oh man, if you think about, look at Star Trek. Everybody understand. Y'all remember the original Star Trek with Captain Kirk? Remember they had the flip phones back then. They didn't start coming up with flip phones until what? The 90s? 2000s? As far as I know. Let me see. Yep, because I got my first flip phone, but I had made it from Germany already. I was in Germany and they had cell phones. I didn't get one until I made it back here. A long while after I made it back here, back to the States. But the point I'm getting at is they had flip phones long before it was presented to the people. They are 10 to 20 years, maybe 50 years now ahead of the people. They made plans. When I say they, I'm talking about the system. The satanic system, the Roman government, the planners of the quote-unquote earth. I might pick up where I left off yesterday. Because I'm trying to show people the system. I try to show the system according to prophecy and what was prophesied. What was told in prophecy, what was going to happen, who was going to be in charge, and who was going to take charge. Yesterday, I went into how Esau has the dominion and how Esau has taken charge of after what is our purpose. You know what I'm saying? I was asking, what's our purpose? What is our purpose for being here? And we have a purpose, but we have been taken off our guide on our purpose to what the world has fit for you. And I remember making a statement. I heard a long time ago, but I remember making a statement within the last week or two. When a child grows up, let's just say as many of us in school, right? We all in a class. Everybody grows up, they have ambitions, they have a mindset, they have imagination of thinking, this is what I want to be when I grow up. This is where I want to be when I grow up. But none ever think about they wanted to be a crackhead when they grew up. None never thought about they wanted to be a dope dealer. Some did after they got to start seeing it, they start wanting to follow that lifestyle. But when they first started, they didn't want to be a dope dealer, crack dealer. Some used to want to be cops. I remember I used to wanted to be one when I was a child because I thought cops was good. That's the image that we saw of cops, police officers, policy officers is what their real title is. I used to want to be one when I was a child. But the way they grow up today, they break their oath. They don't keep their word. They are against the law, which they are not a part of the law anyway. They are of legalese. Now we come to understand for those who are in the knowledge and in the know of information, now you know the difference between legal and lawful. A lot of people think legal and lawful are the same thing. But legalese is of the corporation. The corporation is what the world is under the Vatican, the Pope, the industrial complex of England. They have taken over the earth, which is the Roman Empire. They are the Roman Empire, all working in conglomerate. And let me get to that point real quick. They're working all together, and this is the reason why I said the iron shall be broken in pieces. Now I can read that down today. And we're gonna go to Daniel chapter 2 real quick. Daniel chapter 2. I like going into prophecy. I like showing people where we are today in the book. A lot of people just read the book just to be reading the book. Oh, this is what the book said, and this is what the law said, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. Which is what we're supposed to be doing. But the Father has also given us warning. He's given us information. He's given us situations to understand and be aware of if you choose to take upon and see what's going on. If you choose not to see for yourself, that's on you. If someone come to warn you and you don't take heed to the warning, that's on you. That's your Ezekiel chapter 33, which I did end up sharing last night at the end of everything. The last three or four verses in Ezekiel 33. But let's get back over here. Let me see. Now, we're going to go back over here. We'll start over here again at verse 31. And we're going to read it down to 45 today. This is Daniel chapter 2. We can ready to show the system, prophesies what was to happen in the time of Nebuchadnezzar. When he was the king, he had a dream, and Daniel interpreted the dream. We're going to start at verse 31. Daniel chapter 2, verse 31. And it states, Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. A great image. You see what he said? He didn't say statue. He just said a great image. I was sharing yesterday. Anything can be an image, you know. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee. And the form thereof was terrible. Right? The form thereof was terrible. 32. This image's head was of fine gold. The head was of fine gold. His breasts and arms of silver. The breast and arms is of silver. His belly and thighs of brass. His legs of iron. His feet part of iron and part of clay. All right. 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. Now, as I always break down, the head was Nebuchadnezzar. The breast or chest and arms was of the Medes and the Persians. These are the world powers in their times. Then the torso to the thighs, or I guess you could say to the buttocks, was Greek. That was the Greek. Then you had the legs. Both legs and the feet was of iron, but also the feet was part of iron and clay. This is the last position of the time and the day we're in. We're in the feet right now. We're in the feet of iron and clay right now. So, verse 35. 34. Now, 34. Thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands. A stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and it brake them to pieces. Let me tell you what that is. A lot of people seeing this. I heard nobody speak on itself. I ain't never heard nobody speak on itself for myself what the stone was. And that stone was the commandments. That stone was the commandments upon the people that the Creator put his law in their inward parts. That stone is the commandments because the stone is the commandments that the Father wrote on the stone and gave him to Moses. Moses gave him to the children of Israel, gave the law, which is the law, to the children of Israel. The children of Israel were supposed to keep the law, but now the law is in their inward parts. So that law that was on the stone is on their inward parts now, and this is how Israel is going to rise in the earth and take over the earth in due time. Everything is in a process of time. His legs, 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out with thy hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them down. 35. Then was the iron, the clay, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken in pieces together. He broke it all down, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, blew them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain. This is the creator mountain, which is the creator's kingdom. That mountain meaning kingdom. The whole earth is going to be his kingdom, and we're going to be a kingdom of priests and priestesses. Well, I'm just going to say, because Father don't have priestesses, but he do have prophetesses. So we're going to be a kingdom of priests and fill the whole earth. Now, let me give you that real quick before I go on. I'm going to show you how that there in the stone that was smote, that smote the image, became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is where we get ready. Now let me give you the conclusion, not the conclusion, but the key to that. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. I like giving clues. Here a little, there a little, as the words say. Exodus 19. Verse 5 and verse 6. I'm giving you the key to that. Exodus 19, verse 5 says, Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine. Did he not say that he's gonna they're gonna fill the whole earth? For all the earth is mine. And then what it says in verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. You see that? And a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Now let me hit it all together and read it straight through. Verse 5. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine. And ye, which is you, shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. The Creator said that to Moses to tell the children of Israel. As we see at the end of this again, verse of 35, it says that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, which is a great kingdom, and filled the whole earth. That's the reason why we're going to be a kingdom of priests in due time. Right now, the satanic forces have the earth. And by them having the earth, and I shared last night, Genesis chapter 27, when Esau shall have the dominion. It said that he said, by thy sword shall thou live, meaning by war shall thou live. When it said the first should be last and last should be first, we was the first to get our blessing, but the last to come in place. The last one that got his blessing was the first one to come in place. And you have to read this, Genesis 27 to understand the two blessings. Blessing, I don't like saying be less. the blessings of Esau and of Jacob. Jacob got his blessing first because it was told through prophecy while they was in the belly that the elder gonna serve the younger. But Jacob got his blessing first, but he gonna get the blessing last. Esau got the blessing last, but he got his blessing first. He's in charge of the earth right now. And I don't mean just the white man, not the Mexican, what they call them, the Arabians or whatever. It's the ones in power. That's who it is. Because their seed is in all our nation. Their seed is in all the nations across the earth. Verse 36. This is the dream. Now Daniel is going to interpret the dream. This is a dream that we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, a king of kings. This is in the time of Babylon. In that time. For the Father of heaven has given thee a kingdom. Remember, there were many kingdoms in the time of Babylon. The Medes and the Persians, nope. I think they had a kingdom at the same time as well, because they talked about it at a certain point. But the Assyrians had a kingdom, Chaldeans had a kingdom, the Ethiopians had a kingdom, all the different Egyptians had a kingdom, all the different nations and nationalities had a kingdom after Babylon, after the Tower of Babel, when they all separated, went their own separate way, they grew to be a kingdom from wherever they were. That's why it says a kingdom. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the Father of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, strength, and glory. 38. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven, have he given it in thine hand. He given that at this portion in time to Nebuchadnezzar. And has made thee ruler over them all. So he was ruler over all those things. Thou art this head of gold. That's who was talking to at that time. He's the head. 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. That's the chest and breasts and arms. The Medes and the Persians. Medes and the Persians. And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom, which is the torso now, to the thighs, or thighs or buttocks, how you want to call it. That's the Greeks. Those were the Greeks. Of brass, which shall bear rule over all. See, that's your key right there. They shall bear rule over all the earth. Okay. Got a ladybug in here. I ain't seen a ladybug. I don't know how long. Okay, ladybug, what you doing? Yeah, y'all look at that. All right. I'm gonna put you over there. Again, it says in 39, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom, which is the Greek, of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Right? That is your Revelations 12, verse 3 and 4. That was the dragon. Verse 40. And the fourth kingdom is who? The Romans. That's iron. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things. And iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. What did the Roman Empire do? They have subdued everything. Subdued everything. Everything. They've taken over. They've came in, number one, they got both sides. They got church and state. They got church, which is the Vatican and everything under the quote unquote religious situation. And then they got state, everything when it comes under the rulership of the church, the state, the ward of the state, the warden. They're the wardens. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to war and all this and that, see, they got it covered on both sides. They got both sides covered. Church and state, all is under the Roman Empire. And listen, people don't know it. They just live it. They got all these codes. What all they have set up? They don't have laws set up. They have codes, statutes, and acts. Acts, codes, and statutes set up. These are not laws. The Creator have laws for us to abide by. But the people don't know that. They just living. They've been brainwashed. They've been tricked out of their inheritance. Yes. We all have an inheritance. And your mother sold your inheritance to them at birth when you got the birth certificate. But that's laid up for you. You just got to know how to get it. It says the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. But y'all don't even understand the point. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. If you don't get into your position, they're going to keep whatever it is that's laid up for you. All right. G1, glad you're here, bro. Glad you can make it. You going in and out, bro. I can't hear you. No, it's not you. It's my computer again. I never got a chance to get a computer when I was planning on getting. Oh, I hear a little bit now, but I'm just going on sharing. I'm picking up from last night. So I'm just sharing with everybody how the system, according to prophecy, has taken everything and how the iron is the Roman Empire of today. How the iron is the Roman Empire of today. Okay, my brother Alfonso. I haven't seen him in a while. Let me pause this to make sure it's him, though. Let me pause it. Okay, yep, that's my brother Alfonso. I know you hook up. Good to see you, man. Me and my wife were just talking about you today. Good to see you, Alfonso. Glad to see you back, bro. It's been a minute. But let me go ahead and get back to what I was sharing. And Alfonso, we got some talking to do at a later time. And some things we need to talk about. But as I was just sharing, that the Roman Empire has taken everything from everybody. And just before my brother G1 just came in, Lay was here for a minute. She just dropped out. As soon as she dropped off, G1 came in and my brother Alfonso came in. But as I was just sharing, when you get down to when Daniel chapter 2, and I was actually going in there breaking down, sharing the information about how the system, which is the Roman Empire, is in control of everything today and how they have taken control. I'm picking up from last night. Yesterday I was asking, what's our purpose? Everyone has a purpose in this world today. And I just got through sharing that in this point, that we are, the end of everything, we're going to be a kingdom of priests. And I was just reading, starting off from 31, and right now I'm at 40. But right here at 39, it says, and after Nebuchadnezzar, which is the head of gold, he said, should arise another kingdom, which is the Medes and the Persians. This is prophecy of what has happened from time past until where we are today. And at this time, the head was of gold, which is Nebuchadnezzar. The chest and arms was the Medes and the Persians. The torso, which is the Greeks, which it goes to say in verse 39, and after these shall arise another kingdom, which is the breast and arms, which is the Medes and the Persians, inferior to thee, and another third kingdom, which is the brass, which is the Greeks. of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. This is prophecy that people don't realize. Prophecy is right here in the scriptures, and people look right past it because they don't understand the scriptures. It's closed to them. But the scriptures is wide open for those to the Father who has given the anointing or the understanding to. Got a little ladybug been flying around here. Been given understanding to share the information. So it says, and another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. That was the Greeks. That was the Greeks with Alexander the Greek, who took over and they conquered everywhere they went. Then they relinquished their power over to the Roman Empire, which is 40. It says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And what I was saying just before y'all came in, how the Roman Empire has taken over everything. They went into everything to the point where they took it over, and then they got on both sides. They've taken over church and they've taken over the state. The church and state. They got both sides. The church from the Vatican all the way down, and everything according to quote unquote religious aspect, they've gotten that side. And they're taking over the government, which is actually the corporation of today. They've taken over the government. The government is which is really a corporation, which is not a real government, because the creator laws conduct the real government, but their laws is not law, but of legalese. Legalese is what they are of, and legal and lawful are two different things. And as I was saying just before y'all came in, legal is of statutes, codes, and ordinances. They're not laws. And that's the difference. This is the reason why it's two different languages. We'll have the right to bear arms, but they say you don't have the right to carry a gun unless you get permission or a permit. So a gun is different in language when it comes to an arm. And that's the Second Amendment. We have the right to bear arms. And also, I had, matter of fact, I'm going to put it in this one too. I also was sharing last night, it was this guy breaking it down, talking about 1913 is when the bankers, the Rockefellers and all them, they stole the country from everybody. That was their plan in 1913. I put it in my last post of yesterday, and I'm going to end up putting it in the post for tonight as well when I'm done. I actually shared that. And what it was is in 1913, they what they did, they created the IRS. They did, I can't remember all the things that he said that they did, but it's a lot of things that they created in 1913. In 1914 is when they created the World War. World War I. That's the first World War in 1914. But in 1912 is when they sank the Titanic. So it's a lot of information that a lot of us know. We gotta take the puzzles and put them together to understand what's going on, to get a clear understanding of what's happening today. So once we get this clear understanding, we can see what's going on, what's happening, and what's coming about. We have to understand prophecy because the Father laid prophecy out for us to understand. But if we don't go in and see the prophecy of what's been laid out for us, we'll be following the quote-unquote satanic system to their doom. I ain't saying to our doom, because I'm not me. I know where I'm at, and I understand where I'm at and the road that I'm on. But a lot of people is going to follow the satanic system, and Jesus being the Judas goat, they're going to follow Jesus straight to hell. I'm going to say it like that because that's what it is. That's the image in chapter 13 of Revelation. That's the image that was given to the world of the beast. But right now, we right here. So I said I was going to take you to 45 today because yesterday I only gave you only so much, but I'm bringing it all the way down. I took you to the end of 40 yesterday. 41, Daniel chapter 2 and 41 states, and whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. We are the clay. For those who are separating themselves from the system, we are the clay. The iron is the system. The iron is the Roman government. The iron is what has everything in place because they take over everything from the 7 continents all the way from the baby coming out the womb. They've taken everything. They've taken over everything. They don't leave nothing unturned. Everything that has a barcode on it, they've taken it over. And if you don't have a barcode on it, they control it. Until we come out of the system by becoming, the key word is sovereign. A lot of people, that's a taboo to a lot of people today. But sovereign is your key. And sovereign only means free. And until you get free from the system, you bound in it one way or another. There's a lot going on. A lot of people are being freed. A lot of people are coming out. A lot of people are finding their way out. Some are satisfied being stuck in the system. Some satisfied using the system for their benefit. But they'll never know when that system will turn against you. Look at all the different so-called rappers and stuff like that. I'm just going off on a side note real quick. It's a lot of rappers and stuff out there, and I thought about this just before I got on. It's a lot of people. The stars are falling from heaven. Yeah, I know what I mean by the stars. The quote-unquote stars. These quote-unquote stars, the singers, these instrumentalists, these people who are doing things today that's in the limelight, these actors, the sportscasters and the sports players and all these people that's in the limelight, all of them have contracts with Satan. If y'all remember, Witchcom used to joke about it. What's his name? David Chappelle used to joke about it. You have to sign something that say in particularly or imperturbably, whatever kind of thing. It means not only in this life, in the next life. You're signing a contract with the satanic system, which understands contracts. Not only in this life, in the next following life. People are signing contracts, not only for the life that they're in right now, but for the life to come that they're supposed to come to. It's your choice to do it. And that's the difference. See, Satan can't make nobody do anything. You have a choice to do or not to do. And all these different stars and people in certain places that's doing certain things, they have given their souls and their spirit over to the satanic forces. And I told you on the side note, that just came the way it did. They've given themselves over to the satanic system, satanic government, and the satanic spirit that is actually harboring their souls, or souls. Why a lot of people get on here, they doing Satan rituals right in front of people's face on TV, at these wards and stuff like that. They're living it and doing it. Cardi B said she want to just live for her children now. But see, she has a shit in the contract. Remember? I don't want to sing this stuff. I don't like when them singing now. I want to sing this stuff for my children. But she's doing it to the masses. And she got to be held accountable for it. She's going to be held accountable for what she's doing. You signed the contract to do what you do because you want to be famous. Boy, I'm so glad that I didn't get caught up. I almost did. I was close. But I didn't get caught up like that. I didn't sign no contracts. I was just mainly working. I was working for what I did. Woo! It's something, y'all. To see things and understand things for what it really is. It's time to wake up. If we don't wake up, it's our job to wake our people up. But me, I'm just a voice in the wilderness, putting it out there. How many people gonna listen? So, verse 41. And it's the system. Everything is this old Roman government got everybody. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. See, it's been divided today. The kingdom, what kingdom? The satanic kingdom today, shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou saw the iron mixed with merry clay. We are the clay. We are the ones who are separating themselves. But not only us, we got a lot of people that separate themselves from the system. You got the Moors. You got Moors. Well, I can mainly stick them out there first. You know, you got the Moors. You got the native tribes, the natives. You know, I don't like saying Indian because they're not from India. The native of the land. You got them. You got the Hebrew Israelites standing up now. For those who are coming to know who they are, because the Creator is putting His spirit in their inward parts. And for all other nations who's beginning to see, because remember, it's a number that no man can number that's going to stand up in Revelations 7, verse 9. So this is where the separation from the Roman government and the people. This is the separation. For those who decide to separate themselves from the satanic system. But let's keep it moving. Verse 42. Daniel 2 and 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. These legalese and stuff that they got going on, that's what keep them strong. But we are the ones who are breaking the kingdom because we are separating ourselves from. We see what's going on. We see what y'all doing. But a lot of people are satisfied with how they're living until they get caught up. When they get caught up, it's a different story. But until they get caught up, oh, the government this, the government that, whatever. But I made a point last night. Up until now, everybody's looking at Trump. They're blaming Trump for everything, but they don't blame this government for all the stuff they've done between 1913, 1933 up until today. They don't see nothing. They've Constitution have been stripped from them. They can't even see it. Oh, well, Trump doing this and Trump doing. No, Trump must be doing something right. He has to be doing something right because the people can't see. They so far in the left, they can't see through the fog. Now, I don't know all the stuff that's going on. My main thing is, I'm not a part of that system. I'm sovereign. You know what I'm saying? I don't vote. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. So, the point I'm getting at is that Gaddafi, when he was trying to bring the governments together, they wiped him out. Hussein, what they blamed the world centers on his name, Bin Laden. And people still believe that Bin Laden did that when we see them two towers, they got bombed from what they showed us, according to television, what they showed us. They got bombed with two planes. They stood there for a while. Then all of a sudden, they come down in demolition style. And people still believe that other nationalities did that. People still believe that. This is what I'm saying. People are so dumb and vulnerable. They're dumb, they're vulnerable, and don't know nothing. You can feed them anything and they'll eat it. Feed them anything, they'll eat it. Eat it up. That was good. Don't have common sense to understand nothing. I can see we can think something in the moment because it's happening. Oh, I can't believe that. At the moment, yeah, but time and now you got to think the knowledge that you got to say, wait a minute, hold on now. Why did this building number 7 fall? That had nothing to do with these other ones. People are dumb, stupid, and they're sheeple. But hey, these are the ones you're going to find that's speaking of in Revelations 13, verse 8. Revelation 13:8. Alfonso, talk to me, bro. What's going on?
What was building number 7, sir?
Building number 7 was the small building that fell. Did you know about that one?
No. Like, no.
Wait, you're going in and out. Say that again.
No. No, but building number 7. Was that building close to it?
It was the two twin towers, and then I can't say where it was because I'm looking at it from television. But the building number 7 was a big building, and it's a big square, a rectangular building, and it just came down. Google building number 7 in 9/11. When you get time, Google that. Building number 7 at 9/11.
That building, because that was up their tax. So that building was up.
One more time, my brother. Say that one more time.
Yeah, that they tore down, it hit twice. So, the main two buildings, one already hit, they had already hit that twice. They did it the third. But,
I'm sorry, my brother. I was planning on getting a new computer, but I didn't getting one because of circumstances happening and time situation. But my computer's going in and out, so you're going I'm hearing like almost every third or fourth word.
can you hear?
I can hear you, but it's going in and out.
Okay, all right, I see what you said. Your speed on the computer, I see.
That's what it is. Oh, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead and say what you're saying now again.
Yeah, they had already, so they was trying to hit that building a while ago. So, the building hit twice. They just hit it a different time.
You saying they hit at a different time. It was the same. It was the same day though, right?
Well, yeah. No, I'm saying, it's in our time, in our history, they had tried to damage that building a couple.
Oh, really? Now I'm gonna share with you on the live, on the full, on the full Zoom, on the long video. We're gonna be able to hear your whole comment. We're gonna be able to hear your whole comment because on my side, it's something going on with my speaker. That's why you're going in and out. But I'm glad you made your comment because I don't know if you know more about that building 7 or not, and I couldn't really hear your whole comment. But when everyone hear the full video, you'll be able to hear his side of the comment and what he was sharing. But I'm glad you shared your point of view on that because we all need to know more information when we come to know. But in that whole situation, when that building came down, no one really they didn't plan for people to understand or see what's going on. But everybody seen the building when it went down as well that same day. So it was all planned. It was all planned. They took the treasure and everything off from under the Twin Towers. They took a lot of I want to say treasures or gold and stuff like that from under the Twin Towers. It was strategically planned. I forgot. I think it was Jed Bush that had. I think I'm not gonna don't quote me. I'm just saying, but they had a demolition come in 2 weeks before that happened with the Twin Towers. That was working in the buildings at that time. It's a lot. It's two. One of them called Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist is a documentary. They got the information in there. It starts off about religion first, but it goes into the Twin Towers and what happened. And it's another documentary called Loose Change. It's another. If y'all get time, check those documentaries out. Loose Change and Zeitgeist. When I had my shop in Atlanta, I still got them, truthfully. I got all kind of DVDs, knowledgeable DVDs of stuff that happened back then, stuff that's going on, stuff that talks about some of the stuff today. Matter of fact, before I even started with those, in 97, I had a 6-hour DVD tape talking about all the stuff that's happened, talking about the smartphones, the smart cards, cars, showing that they're gonna be going through different spots, and they're gonna be able to take pictures of certain cars and stuff as they go through. I had information of all that. And I used to send them out. My cousin be like, man, where you get this information from? All this and that. I used to have information. And I was always studying and researching and gathering information. Always. And I will always study because I'm trying to see, I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to be ahead of the game and trying to see what's going on. So I had a 6-hour video I called The Mark of the Beast. I called the videotape The Mark of the Beast, right? But it's a lot of information I come to know about stuff that's going on today. Even the new ID card, the transparent ID card. Before they got the transparent ID card, I had the information on that. You know, Rex 84. I had on that same videotape. It was a document called the Iron Mountain Report. Talk about how they're gonna bring everything, all the services down. They're gonna bring in the UN and the UN troops and stuff to start going around, somewhat like what's going on today, somewhat, but I don't know if it's going on today like the way they planned it, because today it may be going on a certain level, because today the turnaround is coming for the Creator. Order has to be put in place. A lot of people don't realize Trump is carrying out prophecy, whether it's good or if it's bad. He's carrying out prophecy. The people don't realize Trump is carrying out prophecy. One of the things that he's doing is sending people back home. That's another part of prophecy in the scriptures. Everybody going to be going back to their own land, going back home to their own land. That's another part of prophecy. We got to rise, but before we rise, they got to tear themselves down. All this system got to tear themselves down. So Trump is doing his point in prophecy, whether people realize it or not. Whether it's for the good or for the bad, he's doing his part. Because if Kamala would have got in place, this would have really been hell. Everything that they was going for, these people for Planned Parenthood is not of the Father. These people with the trans agenda is not of the Father. When I say the Father, I'm talking about the Creator. These people is trying to teach these children and develop the mind of these children into this trans and ABC culture is not of the Father. None of that is of the Creator. That's why Trump is in the office. It was prophesied through this guy named, I think my baby, she used to watch, she told me about him when we started watching him. Kim Clement, I think his name was. Kim Clement. And he was a singing prophet. He would sing, but he would prophesy while he's singing, right? And they actually got him on YouTube. If you pull up Kim Clement, and he actually talks about Trump. But this was back in 2000, 2001. 99, 2000, 2001. Long before Trump was even thought about being in this role. And he said Trump is going to get in the office twice. He said it. So, and he said that he's going to be a praying president. So, the stuff that Trump is doing is either for the Creator, it's all for the Creator, but for the people or for the system, is either for the good or for the bad. But one thing I can tell you is that the fact that these Democrats don't want him and Elon Musk, they came in and they already found all the corruption that was going on that the people didn't know about. But the people is too blind because they got Trump derangement and delusion. They can't see past the truth. Because they're going against him for being whoever he is. And that shows that a lot of people don't go for the man of Yah. And I'm saying the man of Yah according to him being like Cyrus. If you don't know who Cyrus is, all you got to do is go to Isaiah chapter 45. Start right there. Actually, a couple of verses before 45, but Isaiah chapter 45, it talks about Cyrus. He's the one who allowed the children of Israel to go back to back to Jerusalem after the 70-year period. But that's another story. But that's just an understanding of how Trump is here to do his part. But the people don't even understand. I don't know, I'm just going on right now. People don't even understand. The Father's with him because he avoided being assassinated 2 or 3 times. And when he avoided it, he was protected. And if people can't see that, this is what I mean by they're delusional. They're more for Satan than they think they are. And that's what I'm going to show you in Revelation chapter 13 in a few minutes. I shared it last night, but I'm mostly going through it more today on a more profound situation because I'm going to show you how we're going to end up coming in play. Last night, I started with what's our purpose? What is our purpose here in the earth? Then I went ahead and started saying our purpose is actually start keeping the law and keeping the ways of the Creator. That's our purpose. But in doing that, we had to find out who's in charge and why are they the people in charge today for those who are in charge. For those who are in charge, we had to find out and understand, like I'm sharing with you right now, according to the prophecy that was that Nebuchadnezzar dreamed. And let me get back to that real quick. And it states over here at 42, as the toes of the feet were, because we just got through with 42. Daniel 2 and 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken, is where we are today. We're in the feet of that statue right now, of that image. 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. The system is going to mingle themselves with us. Meaning that we're going to be, you see how we are. A lot of us, we get in these positions and we think that we all that. We mingle ourselves in the system because we think the system is the real thing. We got a lot of our people on the police force knowing that the stuff that these cops out here doing is wrong against the people. Like I said, I used to want to be a cop when I was a child. Today, nobody want to be a cop. They're the enemy now. You see them in the street, nobody want to deal with them. They ride up on you. Everything they're doing is against the law. Everything they're doing is against the law. They're supposed to be out here when something happens, they're supposed to be protecting the streets when it comes to a crime. The stuff they're doing, they're committing the crime. They commit the crime. How do the cops commit a crime? When they stop you for something that's not a crime, it's a crime. What you mean, Juice? Mikael, what you talking? When they stop you for number one, a speeding ticket, you ain't hurt nobody. I'm not saying we should be out here speeding or nothing like that, but all I'm saying is that if you're trying to get somewhere and you just make a quick, I'm not saying you speeding and just trying to, but the whole point is you ain't hurt nobody. You have not hurt no one, you haven't harmed no one, you haven't damaged anyone's property. That's just one speeding ticket. You can run a stop sign by mistake, since all these people be like, oh, you see, when you say something, man, these people they take it to the extreme. So the whole point is that if you run a stop sign by mistake, I'm just going to say by mistake. I'm not going to say you did it on purpose. I'm saying you ran it by mistake. You ain't hit nobody. You ain't hurt nobody. You haven't harmed nobody. But if was a fifth, you ain't did it. You ain't hurt no one, harm no. When you do the crime, then you do the time. Beretta, y'all remember Beretta? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do the crime. We're supposed to be prepared in everything we do. If you got a broken tail light, they give you a ticket for that. If you got a cracked windshield, they give you a ticket for that. If you got a little something hanging in your window, like a little whatever, memoir, whatever you want to call it, they want to give you a ticket for that. They want to give you a ticket if you make a right turn and you ain't put your signal on. All that's threat, duress, coercion, and extortion. That's what that is. They break the law. No, they break the law, but yet still they still tell you that you're breaking the law. You see what I'm saying? They are against the people. I'm just giving you facts. People can accept it or you can reject it. I'm giving you facts of what they do, what this system is doing against the people. And they feed off you. I'm going to share something with you. I was looking at something today. I was looking at Anton and Anton, what's his last name? I don't know. Anton and Charleston White. I was looking at that earlier today, right? I'm glad I'm putting this in there. I'm going to just put this on in there. And Charleston White was talking about the system and how the police force has all this money, right? How they get all this money? Do y'all know how they get a lot of money? They get it from you. No different than Elon Musk and Trump was showing you how this system was using the credit and the interest off of not only you as a people, but off the people that has passed, off the dead. They was collecting money off a person that's 300 years old. They're collecting the interest off those, and that's how they're getting paid off you. But you don't know that. You don't understand that because you ain't in the understanding of the trust that they made for you at birth. It's a trust they made for you at birth, which is the estate that you're under, which they call the straw man. But you know something? It's hard talking to our people. They like being dead. They like being ignorant. They love it. But you know something? Time is coming. The Father said he sent a watchman to give you information. If he give you the information and you don't take heed, it's on you. But if he give you the information and you do take heed, you have saved yourself. This is the problem we have today. People don't listen. They have itching ears, but they go out, oh yeah. Ezekiel 33, verse 30 through 33 gives you that information. But let me finish up right here. Not mixed with clay. That's verse 33. Verse 44. Well, let me 43 again, going into 44. 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, which is what I'm talking about us. We are the seed of men. But they shall not cleave one to another. We ain't going to cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. We're not going to cleave together. Why? Because we're going to start to see, oh, I see what you're doing. Men, you know it says, he said, shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Men. See, men stand up for right, justice, things that's needed. That's what men do. We ain't talking about these other people, these other, things out here. These Cabbage Patch Kids, let me put it like that. And the ABC community, because they have no identity. They don't have an identity. An identity is when you're a man or a woman. All this other stuff they identify is not an identity. They don't identify with nothing. They're dead. Yeah, they dead. They don't realize it. They're the walking dead. And tell them I said it. Yeah, they're the walking dead. Verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Father of heaven set up a king. You see this? It's telling you everything right here. And in the days of these kings, you see, it's telling you, shall the creator of heaven set up a kingdom. So in those days, he's setting up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That 44 is a key that everybody should know and understand. At verse 44, I'm hitting it again. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven, the Father of heaven, set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. What other people is other nations. That's what it's talking about. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Now, what do you mean? Let me break it down for you. And in the days of these kings, what kings? In the days of Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. In the days of Babylon, Abraham was set up. He set Abraham up. Abraham is the father of Ishmael, which had 12 tribes that's supposed to be established. Ishmael had 12 tribes that's supposed to be established that had a blessing upon them. But the true blessing went upon Jacob, which is Isaac's son. Isaac had Jacob, and Jacob had 12 children, which is the children of Israel. We are the children of Israel. That's when you talk about 24 elders, to me, that's the 24 elders that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 12 of Ishmael and the 12 of the children of Israel. That's me when you talk about the 24 elders. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just my thoughts when it comes to scriptures. But when it says, and in the days of these kings, like I said, in the time of Babylon, Abraham was stood up. The Father gave Abraham a blessing. He said, thy seed shall be as the stars of heaven. Don't get his seed. So it's not just Israel. It's not just Israel. So you got to understand, people look at one thing, they hear one thing, and they get tunnel vision. Ishmael was his seed, the seed of Abraham. Isaac was his seed, which had Esau and Jacob. Esau is still the seed of Abraham, which is he got the dominion of the earth right now. People don't look at that. He has the dominion of the earth right now. Still, his seed is still as the stars of heaven. But the promised seed is Israel. And that's us growing, and we're on the rise right now. So his seed is, as the Creator said, and he said that, what did he say? And in the days of these kings, starting with Babylon first, shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom. Now that kingdom is coming through us, which shall never be destroyed. That's the kingdom that he's given from Israel. Israel is going to be the ones who's over the kingdom. He's going to he's going to take the law and put in our inward parts, and those are for the remnant. I kind of shared last night when I broke down and showed you the blessing for you. I'm not going there tonight, but for you who want to check it out, if you go to Genesis chapter 27, verse 26 through 29, that's Jacob's blessing. If you go to check out Jacob's blessing, is actually, to me, I look at that being individualized. For those who bless thee, they shall be blessed. Those who curse thee, they're going to be cursed. That's, to me, I see that individually in this day and time, according upon the remnant. The remnant, see, everybody think we're all Israel. No, it ain't going to be all Israel going to be saved because we got too many hell raisers in Israel. We got too many demons in Israel. When I say in Israel, I'm talking about Jacob and Israel. Jacob is dead Israel. The Christians out here, these so-called Christians, that's dead. That's Jacob. They don't know who they are. They call themselves African Americans. See what I'm saying? That's two continents. They call themselves black, which is a color. See what I'm saying? They call themselves niggers. They call themselves all kind of other names, but who they really are. They don't know who they are. That's Jacob. They dead. That's the dry bones. That's Jacob. Jacob is the dry bones. They dead in the mind. They don't know who they are. But Israel are those who are awakening. These are the preserved. The ones who are awakening and trying to go, oh, wait a minute, okay, I think I'm Israel because I'm seeing us in the book. I'm seeing it said that he's going to bring us into Egypt again in ships. And we don't know, we know that's not real Egypt, but it's talking about a spiritual Egypt. It's talking about in the mind. They have an understanding. That's the preserved of Israel. But the awoken Israel, like myself, we are awakening those who are trying to be awoken. I'm the one that you will find that they're spoken of in Isaiah chapter 49. Isaiah 49, I'm one of them. Israel is who I am. To preserve is the ones who are awakening. Jacob is dead Israel who may wake up slowly but surely. A lot of people have no understanding. But let's keep it moving. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven, Yah of heaven, Father of heaven, set up a kingdom, which is Israel, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. That means it's going to be left to no other nations no more. Right now, the kingdom has nations all over the earth. You got China. You got, all these other nations that stand up with the war, there's warmongering and everything else. Big business in war, right? Shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. Israel is going to break in pieces. We're breaking out already. We're waking up already, breaking down these kingdoms, letting people know who we are. We got people on the street corners. They have their purpose. Remember I saying, what's your purpose? Why are these people on the street corners yelling at people? That's their purpose. That's their way of waking the people up. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Everything and everyone has a purpose. We all have a purpose in the things that we're doing. Until we get to the next level, you at the purpose you are. You where you are until you get to the next level. When you get to that level, then you got another, that's called Jacob's ladder. Climbing Jacob's ladder. See, remember, if y'all remember the story, Jacob was at the bottom of the ladder. He had a dream. He was at the bottom of the ladder. The creator was at the top of it, but he seen angels ascending and descending on and off the ladder, right? You got a lot of Hebrew Israelites, a lot of Christians, a lot of Muslims. You got a lot of people coming to truth. The ladder is truth. They come into truth, then they get off of truth because they're following ideologies. They get on the truth and get off the truth. Get on the truth, get off the truth. But those who are steady, they're climbing the ladder. They're climbing the ladder step by step, inch by inch. The creator is at the end of the ladder, which is the kingdom. This kingdom is the creator, is at the end of the ladder. That's just like you get to the top, to the pinnacle, and it's a whole nother, like it's the ceiling right here. It's a hole in the ceiling. And I got a ladder right here, and I'm seeing the creator at the hole on top of the ceiling. I'm down here on the bottom. I'm climbing up. Once I get to the top of the ladder, I step off. It's a whole different world. That's where we're going. Until we get up there, people are still climbing the ladder. Some going to fall off. Some going to jump right back on. But the key is climbing the ladder. That's the key. And it's all right here in the book. Again, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. What kingdoms? Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. It's a finger right now. The Greek and the Roman Empire. 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. That's the law. That's the law that's going to be written in our inward parts. That's the law that's going to take us where we need to be. From here to the kingdom and in your sovereign capacity. That's what this law is. Because you got to come back to the Creator in your fullest form. See, a lot of people think just looking at this book, no, you got to come to the Creator, and this law, His word is in this book to coming back. When he talks about Zephaniah, as I shared yesterday, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 2, verse 1, 2, and 3. Come out from among her, my people. No, I say, I'm not a quoter. Arise, O nation not desired. I'm not a quoter, but I'll tell you where to go. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, 2, and 3. This is us. 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that's the law that was given to Moses. That's going to be put within your inward parts. and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great Yah have made known to the king. Keep that all the way down to that point. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hand, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great Yah has made known to the king what should come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is sure, meaning it's sure to come to pass. See, a lot of people don't understand what prophecy is. Prophecy can happen today, it can happen tomorrow, or it can happen years down the road. But the fact that the Creator said it, it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. You can believe it, you can accept it, or you can reject it. But it's going to happen because the Father said it. If the Creator said it, it's going to happen. And you can bet on that. Now, it all depends on where you fall. Do you fall with the Creator, or do you fall outside the Creator? Now, since yesterday, I mainly showed, and I'm sharing right here again, because this is where I started yesterday, but I didn't do all 25. All 45 verses yesterday. Yesterday I went from 31. I went from 31 to 40 yesterday. Then I went into Revelations and chapter 12, showing who the Greeks was, which is the dragon in chapter 12 of Revelations, verse 3. That's the Greeks. Then I did all, yesterday I did all, this is in part 2, I did all of chapter 13, showing you that this is the Roman Empire. And the image that it speaks of in Revelation 13, verse 14 and 15 is your Jesus, your Yeshua, your Prophet Muhammad. That's the image that was given to the world through the Roman Empire. That's the image. But the people don't know it because they don't know. Well, the Father has to give you open insight to understand. But I'm going to give you tonight the other part of our purpose. I don't know if I should call this What's Your Purpose Part 2 or what have you. But what I'm going to give you is this right here. I'm going to go back to verse, where we at right now? We're an hour and 22 minutes in. I'm going to give you this real quick before we go into Israel and the kingdom. See, the purpose is really Israel and the kingdom. That's really the purpose. The purpose is Israel and the kingdom. That's what I might call it. The purpose is Israel and the kingdom. So, I'm only going to give you this real quick. I'm only going to do 23, or I might as well do all this real quick. I might as well go ahead and break that down. But we already so much in because I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to give you more information showing you how that we're going to grow and our purpose on. In part 2, I'm going to show you how we are to do and come into the kingdom. I'm going to show you that. How we're going to do it in part 2. But right here, we're going to go to chapter 7. I always go to chapter 7 because these are very... I can go to 8 and show you where we're at in today's time. But right now, 7 is the key verse to really open your mind to see where we're at and how the satanic forces took over the world. How satanic forces took over the world when they came into power, which is the beast. So, let me go ahead and break this down because I don't want to go 2 hours in the first point because this is going to be long tonight. But it's good for our understanding, for those who want understanding. Now, Daniel 7, 23 through 27. 23 through 27 first. And then I'm going to give you who we are in this kingdom. 23 right here says, and it tells you right here, this is prophecy. 23, Daniel 7, 23 says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom. I share this day up, day in, and people look at it and they still say, nah, that ain't what they're talking about. It's saying it in our face right here in the book of prophecy. Daniel prophesizing, showing us Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse, which is different, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. This kingdom has been different from all. You don't see us living the way them other kingdoms did back in that time. Look how we live today, and look how they have taken over everything, as I was sharing with you. They don't go by the law, but they go by legalese. They're not a government because they are a corporation. They don't go by law because they're legalese. They're not the government because they're a corporation and acting as a government. They've taken your birthright at your birth by your birth certificate, social security card, and your ID card. They've taken it from you and used your mother as an informant to give you over to them. She didn't know what she was doing. We have the inside scoop on the information. She didn't know what she was doing, but she's an informant. And matter of fact, it may be on your birth certificate. If y'all go back and check your birth certificate out, check your birth certificate out and see if you see the word informant on your birth certificate. And your mother was the informant. But she didn't know. And this is where that old saying is, we was born in iniquity and raised in sin. Or we was born in sin and raised in iniquity, however they go. I'm not a quoter. But the point is, that's what this system is. This system is sin and iniquity. That's what this system is. But the Creator keep telling you his kingdom is coming. It's not for the swift, nor the strong. It's for those who endure unto the end. And those who endure unto the end is the ones who seek knowledge, information, and understanding. That's the key. But let's keep it moving. 23. Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse, which is different from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. You see that? This is telling you what they're going to do. So the reason I got into this yesterday about what's our purpose, and another point out on Facebook, a brother asked a question, or he made a statement about, yeah, the children of Israel, this and that, and they're in the land of their captivity. And I made a statement, people don't realize the whole world is in captivity. When the Greeks came in power, as it said earlier in chapter 2, the end of 39, it said they should bear rule over the whole earth. Then now we're seeing that the beast, the fourth beast, should bear rule over the whole earth. And shall tread it down and break it in pieces. 24. Well, let me break that down for you, because I like to break this down so people can get an understanding, to get a better understanding of how the earth was broken down and tread in pieces. The seven continents is the seven heads they talk about in Revelation 12 and Revelation 13. The seven heads is the seven continents that they have taken over and control of. Right, baby? Baby, yes. Can you make me some water, please? Here go my cup right here. Yeah, bring me that, please. Thank you. The seven heads is the seven continents. Then it talk about 7 horns and 10 horns, which is powers. These are powers upon the continents of these heads. The continents is the head. The horns is the power. The crowns upon them. Thank you, baby. The crowns are kingdoms upon these 7 continents. You got different kingdoms. That's what crowns are. Crowns are the kingdoms. You have to look at the abbreviation to understand what's behind it. So, the 7 heads is the 7 continents. But what happened? They took over the 7 continents, right? We know Americanos. America, what they call America, was, I'm going to say discovered, but was named after this guy named Americanos. Americanos, or something like that. I read it years ago. Americanos. That's what America. And Africa is Africanos, or Africa, whoever his name is. The whole thing is the names was changed with the conquerors that conquered. They changed the name to these Romans' names, but we don't know it. We're going about what's told to us today. We're going about what's given to us. People don't research. They don't try to find out information. They go with what they know and run with it. So all 7 continents was conquered. First, by the Greeks. Alexander the Greek and anybody else that was with him. Then they relinquished their power over to the Roman Empire. By them relinquishing their power over to the Roman Empire, Roman picked up the baton and ran with it and developed the world the way it is. That's why the legs of iron, you had 2 legs. You had Medes and the Persians. You got Old Rome and New Rome. You got 2 Roman empires. Old Rome, and when you read Revelation 13, it talks about, and the second beast did all the things that the first beast did. The first beast is the old Rome. The second beast is New Rome with the new empire state, which is the United States. United States. USA. And the 2 horns, when you get to verse 11 in Revelation, I'm only giving you a little bit today because you can go back to, I did that yesterday. And I called it, what's your purpose? The purpose is I forgot, the kingdom of Israel. Israel is the kingdom, whatever it is, I forgot how I said it, but whatever the kingdom is, we know it's Israel. Israel is the kingdom. The purpose is the kingdom. Israel, I let it come the way it comes when I get ready to put it in there. Y'all know what I'm saying. But it's going to be a part of our purpose, and Israel is that purpose. Israel is the purpose of the kingdom. I think that's how it is. Israel is the purpose of the kingdom. That may be how I may put it. I don't know. But the point I'm getting at is this. That Rome took over everything, and by taking over everything, it took everything from the 7 continents. And then in the 7 continents, they took over and gave you countries. They break down new countries, right? Let me make sure I get this ready for tonight. I did this last night, but I don't have one. Here we go. Just want to have something set to the side for y'all. Now, they went from the continents to countries, in the continents. And inside the countries, they have city and states, right? They have city and states inside the countries, and inside the city and states, they have districts and counties, right? Districts and counties. Then they have neighborhoods. Then they have streets and they have homes. And how they break all that stuff down? This right here. This is called the mailbox system. You can mail something from here to Timbuktu. You can mail something from your house to Germany. You can mail something from your house to Africa. You can mail something from your house to Asia. And it's going to make it there. Why? Because Rome has taken it over. This is how Rome is in power. And not only that, not only all the way to the household that you stay at, all the way to you have the baby out your wife or your mother's womb. You are a product of the system. You are a product of the Roman Empire. You are a product by having a barcode, which is called a Social Security card, which has a name in all caps and a number. What does it say in Revelation 13? No man will be able to buy or sell unless they get the name, the number, and the mark is already come and gone. That's why I'm saying everybody's still looking for the New World Order. 1913, that's when they put everything together. That's when the New World Order was started. 1913. And everybody followed suit. Oh, let me just say this real quick before I finish you on 7. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you exactly what's over here because I ain't going to be in this tonight, but I'm going to show you verse 8. Revelation 8. Revelation 13 verse 8 says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him who? The beast, whose names are not written in the book of what? Of life. Whose names are not written in the book of life. They're going to worship him. Of the Lamb is actually us, the Spirit upon us. But I'm going to show you that in part 2. I'm going to show you how we are the Lamb. Now I get to that. Instead of giving you a whole synopsis, I'm kind of connecting yesterday and today in part 1, and I'm going to give you the conclusion in part 2 of who we are. I'm going to give you that in part 2. So I'm doing a connection from what's your purpose to our purpose, which is Israel, is to have the kingdom. Israel, the kingdom is Israel's purpose. That might be a good title. But however it go. I let the Father let me lead and guide me, and then I put a title later. So, in verse 8, Revelation 13:8 says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Slain from the foundation of the world. That's Jesus. That's Jesus. No, it ain't. That was given to you by the Roman Empire for you to believe. That's why you're running after the Roman Empire. As it says over here in verse 4. And they worship the dragon, Greek, which gave power unto the beast, Rome. And they worship the beast, saying, they worship Rome, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is like unto Rome? Who is able to make war with him? See? And I could go on because I'm about to get caught up. That's why I have to, if I get there, I go on into it. So I have to still, I gave it to you yesterday, so y'all have to go there. I'll be in there all, just like I can't do it. When I get into something, I have to go. But I had to catch myself. So now, again, that was 23. 24. Daniel 7:24. All the way down, they devoured the whole earth. That's why it says in Revelation, in Daniel chapter 2, verse 40, it shall subdue and break in pieces and subdue all things. From the continent all the way down to you coming out the womb. Through paperwork. With the iron rod. This is your key. This is the iron rod. This is what, how the our parents used to say it, as well as Bill Cosby said. This brought you in the world, and this going to take you out. This brought you in through contracts, and it's going to take you out through contracts. This is the iron rod. But you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to understand to use the iron rod. Just like they give you a contract, you can alter the contract or you can rebut or whatever. No different than they do it, you can do the same thing. But they got you thinking, no, you got to do what we say. That's why the system got people thinking. So, over here in 24, Daniel 7:24 states, and the 10 horns out, see, the 10 horns. The 10 horns is power. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom, the beast, are 10 kings, see? The 10 horns are 10 kingdoms. Are 10 out of this kingdom are 10 kings, which is kingdoms that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. That another one is the Roman Empire, the second Rome. That's it. It said, and another shall arise after them. That's second Rome. That's what you'll find in Revelation 13. A lamb with 2 horns. The horns is Democrat and Republican, but spake as a dragon or as a lion. When each one of them win, when Obama stood up, everybody listened. When Bush stood up, everybody listened. When Trump stood up, even though they don't want to listen, everybody gotta listen. Why? Because they're the president of New Rome. That's why. And what they say, they are a superpower in the earth. That's why. When you're a superpower, people gotta listen to you. When you got power, people gotta listen. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, as I was just sharing with you. That's United States. And he shall be diverse, which is different from the first. See, first Rome. This right here is giving you Revelation 13 right there. Matter of fact, all this 23 to 25 is giving you Revelation 13 all together. if you have an understanding and listening ear to understand the situation. From the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Now, the 3 kings, I don't know what those 3 kings may be. I don't know. Or to subdue the 3 kings may be the Babylon, Medes, and the Persian, and the Greeks. Who knows? I don't know who those 3 kings are. But 25 states, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints. We are the saints. We are the saints. He wore us out. How he wore us out? Because now, instead of us praising the Creator, keeping the law, they praising Jesus, who was given by the Roman Empire, which is the image you'll find. I didn't read that. If I go back there again, I'll be ready to go off into it. But you'll find that in Revelation 13, verse 14 and 15. When they made an image to the beast. The beast is the fourth kingdom, remember? The fourth empire, remember? That's the beast. You just said it right here in verse 23. The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom. The mark of the beast is the jab. The image to the beast is Jesus. The deadly wound that was healed is Christianity. They spake blasphemy against the Creator is them giving Christianity all to Jesus, saying that Jesus is God or the Son of God and putting his word before the Creator's word. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy, and people can't even see it. Why? Because of what they've been taught. Again, and he should be the verse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Verse 25. And he shall speak, here we go, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. That's Christianity. And like I tell you, I show you the facts. Prophet, if you look through the prophets, out of all the prophets, they never speak. They always say, thus saith Yah. Thus said, the Creator said this, it shall come to pass. It's this. In Matthew chapter 4, it states, I'm going to show you 2 differences. In Matthew 4 and Matthew 5. In Matthew chapter 4, it says, it has been written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. That's in the law. It has been written. What was the other one called? The devil told him, well, if you cast yourself down, the angel gonna catch. He said, it has been written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Well, the devil said, well, if you can, make these bread, make these stones into bread. He said, it has been written, man must live by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yah, and not by bread alone. Every word. It has been written. You see that, the difference? Then the last one he said, he took him up on the pinnacle and he said, you see all these kingdoms? I give you all these kingdoms. And people don't even look at this. I give you all these kingdoms if you bow down and worship me. And what did he say? What did it say according to the scripture or according to the word? Get behind me, saying, for thou, and this is the second commandment, thou shalt worship God in him only. Only. Thou shalt worship God, and him only shalt thou serve. But look at the world. The world is worshiping Jesus, don't they? If you bow down to me, people don't even realize it. If you bow down to me, I will give you all these kingdoms. All these kingdoms know the name of Jesus, don't they? Don't all these kingdoms, everybody, people got to work Jesus. Like this shirt. Jesus, even though they might say juice. Jesus is across their chest, on their arms, on their forehead. They carrying not the image, but the symbol. What's the symbol of death today? The cross. That's a symbol of death. See, that's the Roman Empire. That's the symbol. But the image is Jesus on the symbol. An image of death. The Father say, I inherit life and life eternally. I'm the God of the living and not the dead. People are so screwed up they can't even see. But the Father said, I will bring you pastors according to my heart. I know I'm one of them. I'm not the only one. I'm not writing saying I'm the only one. No, I know I'm one that has been anointed to do his will, to give the information. If you want it. I'm only here to do a job. The promise that I made to him. That's my purpose. I say, if you bring me to the truth, I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. But what does it say in Revelation, Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30 through 33? They listen at you like you're a lovely song. They love to hear you talk. But they hear my words, but they do them not. But it shall come to pass, and lo, it's going to come to pass. They're going to know a prophet that came to you and told you and shared with you, but you didn't listen. But let's keep it moving. Verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, Christianity, the beast, the Roman Empire, and shall wear out the saints, which is the children of Israel, to where they're at today. That's why a lot of them Christian now, they're being brainwashed to be Christians, even though the prophet that did come, now I'm not saying it wasn't a prophet, it was a prophet that did come, but he only came to do no different than all the other prophets. Turn everybody back to the Creator. But his name was Yahshua, but he wasn't to come to be praised. He only came to do a job. But the people think otherwise. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. People are starting a new quote-unquote day in the middle of the night. They sound dumb and stupid, but people don't even see. The middle of the night, they're starting the day with the Father separating the day from the night. He called the evening and the morning, not evening till the morning. The evening and the morning he called a day. That means at the sunrise is the first half of the day, and the evening of the day, which is at 12 o'clock at what we call noon, or which is really evening, because that's the evening of the day. Now it starts to fall. That's the evening. This is the morning, which is a day. The evening and the morning is a day, which is the sunlight period. Then you got night, which is a 12-hour period, but even the heathen give you half of the night and start it at, this is the beginning of, they call it a day, but it's really a cycle. A cycle is you got 12 hours a night and 12 hours a day, which is 2 cycles, which is 1 full cycle, but 2 parts. One is part night, one is part day. You got the night for, this is why tonight now, before midnight, this is the 3rd night of the week. Then we going into what we call Tuesday, which is the 3rd day of the week. And then we have the night again at when the sun is completely down, is the beginning of night for the full night. Then we have a full day, even though we have 2 halves. We have when the sun is rising and when the sun is falling. That's understanding. Get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy getting, get an understanding. Why? Because understanding will keep thee. Everybody said, just because they say evening and morning, they don't look at the word and, they put the word till. Evening till morning, it don't say that. Evening and morning is a day. But hey, then it says laws. What laws did they change? They didn't change the beginning of the year from spring to the middle of winter. Who is they? Caesar Augustus or Julius Caesar. They didn't change from the beginning of spring, which is the end of March or the beginning of April, around those times, at the new moons around those times, to the middle of winter. People don't pay attention. And that's understandable because that's the reason why I said in the 2nd commandment, thou should not, he said, for I, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance, the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children. I like to say upon the parents, upon the children. Because nowadays we ain't got fathers in the home. Nowadays we got children that's either with their mothers or with their fathers. So I just say the parents. Ignorance. Why? Because the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, the 3rd and 4th is the Greek and the Roman Empire, who taken and made the world the way it is today. They corrupted everybody's mind. But the people can't see because they don't study to find out. They just living life. Making money. I'm trying to live, make money. You got credit. You got a birthright. It's up to you to try to get that birthright, though. That's on you. Nobody can sit in your seat but you. It's up to you to want it, though. And what does it take? Knowledge and information. Until you decide to seek, research, and find out the knowledge, it's on you to get it. Nobody can work for everything isn't given to you. Sometimes the information can be given to you, but you got to take the information and work it for yourself. No different than I see this. I'm still, all right, baby, come and drink. No, I'm doing what I can for what I can for me. Whatever help I need, I ask for. But until whatever I get, I'm doing on my own that I can do. And if I need understanding, I will ask for it. Thank you, Father. Again, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand, who? The Roman Empire's hand, until a time, the Greeks, and times, the Romans, and the dividing of time, which is the half time, which is the 400 years we just come out of. 1619 to 2019, the 400 years we just come out of. And coming out of that, in 2020 was the judgment. After the judgment, as it speaks of in 21 and 22 up here, after the judgment, then, let me get that review. First, let me finish 26 and 27. Then I'm going to hit that for you so you can understand the judgment, where we at in this day and time. Or right here, it says right here, but the judgment shall sit. See that? But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. The judgment has happened, and the judgment is happening today. People are being judged according to what you do and how you do and what you come to know. But it's going to sit. And they shall take away his dominion. Who is they? The saints is going to take away the dominion of the Roman Empire, to consume and to destroy it until the end of all things. We just read what it said in Daniel chapter 2, 27, and the kingdom and dominion, you see that? And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, under the earth, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. We are those people. But we got to gain that through the knowledge of the information. And when the Father write his law upon our hearts, that's how we're going to do it. Because the law is a part of your birthright. Not part. The law is your birthright. Once you start studying the law and start putting the law with the pen and pad, let me put it where you can see it. The law with the pen and pad, they can't go beyond the law. That's why I keep telling people, everybody that's talking against Trump, is he going against the law? Well, he's doing what he want to do. You don't know what you're talking about. He's doing what he want to do. He's doing this and he's doing that. He's tying up litigations and he's doing this and he's doing. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't do your research. You go about what you think. You talking stuff you don't even know. You going about what the system has already given you, and you just following what the system has given you, instead of understanding what's really been happening or what's actually going on. But this is where we at today. A lot of our people are dumb dogs, following others instead of researching and find out what we need to know. And asking the Father to open our minds to the truth and the knowledge, and accepting the truth and knowledge as it comes. That's how you get it. See, you can think whatever you want all day. Ask the Creator to open your mind. Ask the Creator to show you. Ask the Creator to let you see what you need to see. I guarantee you, when the Creator open your mind, you're going to be like, wow. That's where part 2 is coming in. And I'm surprised I haven't even gotten there yet. Part 2, I'm going to show you where part 2 is going to open your mind to let you understand the truth. I'm already giving you the truth here, whether you accept it or not. But I'm going to show you where the Father's going to put the law in your inward part, where you're going to start to accept it like, man, because I gave you prophecy. This is everything I just showed you tonight is prophecy of what's going on today. What's going on today, I'm showing you right here in the word. But let's keep it moving. Verse 27. Daniel 7:27 says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. That's us. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Him who? They're going to say, they're going to serve and obey the Creator through Israel. Israel is going to be, I shared it with you earlier. Let me hit it one more time. I shared it with you a little earlier, right here. Let me give it to you one more time, just so we can be clear. Exodus 19, 5 and 6. Exodus 19, 5 and 6. What did the Creator tell Moses? The Creator said, 5 and 6. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice, indeed. What is his voice? The law. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For, listen, for all the earth is mine. Is who? The creators. Verse 6. And ye, which is you, shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. You see that right there? The Father said that. He said all the earth is his, so he's telling them what's going to happen. And ye, you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. We're going to be a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. The Father said it out of his own mouth, and it's going to happen. If the Father said it, he can't go back on his word. That's why every word is law, whether it's of the blessings or it's of the curses, which is what the world is under right now. Either the blessings or the curses is still law. But it all depends on where you fall in it. Where you fall, you're either going to fall under the blessings or you're going to fall under the curses. Now, since we just got through, and all the men going to serve and obey the Creator through Israel, now I'm going to give you 21, 22, and verse 17 and 18. The conclusion of where we are right now, and then we're going to wrap it up for part 1, and we're going to go to part 2. Verse 21, Daniel 7:21 says, and I beheld, and the same horn, power, made war with the saints, Israel, and prevailed against them. This is what happened. That's how they prevailed against us as a people. And this is why we're in the position we're in today. Now, it says, until the Ancient of Days came. What's the Ancient of Days? The Holy Spirit, the law. This is in the beginning. This is the Ancient of Days, the Holy Spirit, and the law itself, because the Creator is always here. But the Creator does nothing of himself. He does it through his servants. The Holy Spirit is the servant of the Creator, because the Holy Spirit comes upon you. This is what you're going to get in part 2. Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints. Now, what I say about the judgment was in 2020. But the judgment has always been going on, but we're in the day now after the 400 year 2020. The 400 years from 1619 to 2019, the judgment was 2020, and we all know what happened across the earth in 2020. And then what happened right after 2020? Then come the other judgment, which was the plague of the jab. That was another judgment, whether people know it or not. It was judged to see if you're going to be with the Creator or if you're going to be with this system. If you really understood the Creator or if you understood the system or want to be with the system. Everybody got the jab, worship, and was afraid of the system. The system. That's the jab. That's the mark. That's the mark of the beast. The beast is the system. The system is the Roman Empire. A lot of people still looking. The mark on the beast. The mark. They don't even understand. Everything is laid out right here. People can see if they choose to see. Again, verse 22. Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. That was happening to the saints of the Most High. Now, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. We just read and understood the kingdom is the earth. Then it goes into verse 23 and then what I just shared with you in the beginning. But this, you got to understand how the scripture, a lot of people read the scripture that, okay, they're just reading through. They'll understand timelines, time points. You got to understand when you read the scripture, when you study, that's the key. When you study the scripture, you can see the time points. Now I'm going to give you the bottom line before we go with part 1 and then go into part 2. 17 and 18. Now, all this is Daniel 7, 17 and 18. These great beasts, which are four beasts, right? These great beasts, verse 17, Daniel 17, 7 and 17. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. And what 4 kings is that? The 4 kingdoms. The 4 kingdoms is Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek, and the Roman Empire. Those are the 4 kingdoms. Complete kingdoms. Everybody try to break it down, talking about, oh yeah, we got this and that, and Egypt over here. No, Egypt was in the time of Babylon. The Medes and the Persians came and ruled when they ruled. The Greeks came and conquered and did everything. That's the reason why we have Greek sororities and fraternities and all this stuff like that. Maybe even the Masons. All this stuff comes out of different times in the kingdoms of the times that they were in. But overall, the umbrella of these is the kingdom itself. And everything under that umbrella is a part of that kingdom when at the time the kingdom was going on. Once we have the understanding, you can see. Then it says, verse 17 again, these great beasts, which are four kings, which is 4 kingdoms, which shall arise out of the earth. Verse 18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. See, all that was in synopsis in a nutshell. 17 and 18 was everything in a nutshell. I'm going to read it one more time before we go. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. This is what we call studying, understanding, and researching. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Many of us don't do that. We're too quick to read and go with what's given to us without observing, getting an understanding, and saying, oh, wait a minute, and asking the Creator to open our eyes to retain the real knowledge that He gives us. A lot of people stuck where they at. They like being stuck. So what we're going to do, first we're going to say this. I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me. We're going to pause Zoom because I ain't going to go through the formalities for them. I'm going to give them the formalities at the end of how to get in contact with me and everything. So Zoom, G1 and Alfonso, hold up, my brothers. Just wait. I'm going to start with part 2. Y'all are on the full video, so we're going to pause y'all for a moment, and everybody else, we'll be with y'all in a few seconds. Love you. Zoom, we'll be right back. We're just pausing. Don't go nowhere. And recording stuff. All right. Now, for everybody else, If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always call me at 770-572-5315. You can call or text me at 770-572-5315, or you can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, my YouTube and my ex Twitter, my ex formerly known as Twitter, you can connect with me on my ex formerly known as Twitter, as well as my YouTube page, which is Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO33. That's all together. Juice Pro 33, JUICEPRO33. That's all together. That's for my my ex formerly known as Twitter, as well as also my YouTube. Now, my TikTok and my Instagram. You can catch me on there on my TikTok and my Instagram, which is L'chaim_the juice, which is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's L'chaim_the juice, LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's my TikTok and my Instagram. And also my other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris. So that's at MICHAELTHEJUICE That's my other Instagram. Now my Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MICHAEL space HARRIS. That's MICHAEL space HARRIS. Now, for the full video, you can also go to the same YouTube, and you can place in the same YouTube, in that YouTube, I'm under video for the full video. That's in YouTube. But also, the part 1 and part 2 is under live. So the live is under part 1 and part 2 is under live, but the full video is under the video. And also the full video is in my Patreon and also my Rumble. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM and also rumble.com/LKHYYM. All right. So first we're going to say bye over here to, let's just say, Facebook. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. That's Facebook. Done. Got you. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. We'll be back part 2 in a few moments. Alrighty. All right. And over here on YouTube Live, we'll be right back with part time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace.